Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about how to create simple birthday flyer, something like this. In this tutorial, you're going to know how to, do all of these effects, how these things were arranged, so that when you see all of these effects in another flyer, you're not like, oh, how was this done and something. But this is actually simple. It doesn't, it looks like kind of cumbersome, but in the end you'd actually get the hang of it. So before we delve in, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, as all of these things tell me that you like the content that I make on a weekly basis, and it encourages me to make more. That being said, let's delve right into it. The first thing you want to do is to come here, you click the background, and then you create a solid color. And then the solid color, we're going to change the code of this solid color to D87FA8. So D87FA8. That is the color we are going to be using, and then you click OK. Right, the next thing we want to do after this is to import our flower. So as you can see here, these are all of the images we are going to be using. I actually worked on all of this image. I did all the groupings, everything, just for the sake of this video, because I don't want the video to be too long. The process of grouping everything might take time. So all you have to do is to come here, you click on the top and bottom flower, and then I drag it to this place here and I leave it. Okay, so now we can rearrange it and put it here. All right, yeah, this is what we want. After you do this, the next thing we want to do is to import another one. So since we're done with this, you delete it so it doesn't affect the whole space. We want to import the next picture, which is going to be our balloon and our flower. Again, I'm going to leave all of these images. I'll leave the links to these images in the description so that you can download them and use them as you please. All right, so we drag it like we did for the first one, and then we put it here. Right, so we just start to adjust it and take it down a bit. So this is fine. Yes, this is fine. But as you can see, it is looking so sharp, and because of its sharpness, it's going to be competing with the image when we put the image in the background. So we want to make it blur. But then this is already converted to a smart object. I already converted it to a smart object. All right, this is not a smart object. So when I click here and I convert to a smart object, you see the difference. So this logo here would always tell you that this is a smart object, right? So when I click here and I convert to a smart object, you see the logo. So this is already telling us that it's a smart object. And I'm saying this because we are going to be adding a Gaussian blur. All right, let me just add a Gaussian blur because we want to blur out some parts of this image, not all of this part of the image, without converting it into a smart filter or a smart object. If you apply the Gaussian blur, it's going to affect all of the places, all of these images, and you will not be able to select the part that you want to make blur. Okay, what I'm saying is this: when we come here, we click here, we go to filter, and we go to blur, Gaussian blur, something like this. You can see that all of these images here, all of this bouquet here is actually blur. That's not what we want. We want just a part of it to be blur. All right, so now you see this layer has been created, smart filter. If not that we created it, we converted it to a smart object, all of these things will not have been created. So in case you're trying to blur yours and you're not seeing something like this, you first have to convert it to a smart object before you can see something like this and you start your editing. All right, so we click on this smart filter mask here, and then what we want to do is to press or Ctrl I. This is just like your normal masking, layer mask and something. So so you come to your brush tool, and then you click on your brush tool, and of course you set the foreground color to white, as this will start to reveal the blur. So we just start to blur all of these areas that we want to be blurred out, something like this. Yes, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is what we want. Okay, as you can see now, all of these images here are not blur. It would not have been possible if we did not convert this to smart filter. Okay, so after this, what we want to do again is to create another solid color above this. We created a first solid color, now I want to create another solid color above this, and then the code for this second solid color is just similar to the other one. It is E7 4C79 4C79. Yes, this is the code for it, and you click on OK. But as you can see, it has covered all of the images, and we don't want that. So the next thing you do is to click on this place and then Ctrl I to invert it, and then we want to put it in all of these places that were blurred out. All right, so it's going to give it like, you know, a kind of effect that, you know, you're seeing something that is blurred, but you have like a color that is covering it. So this blurry thing is going to have a color. Okay, so we want to, you know, click our brush, and again you set the foreground color to white, and then you start to paint on all of these places that, you know, you want it to be in. So we want it to be in all of these places. Yes, and you click on your control tool. But as you can see now, it has covered all of these places. This is not what we want. Actually, this is not what we want. So what you do is you click on your layer mask, you go to your brush, and then you increase the opacity to 40. Let's increase it to, let's just say 20%. I already talked about brushes. I'm going to leave a link to the brush video in the description so that you're not going to be like, oh, what is this guy doing? I talked about brushes. I talked about brushes. So you need to know how to use brushes to understand everything that I'm doing here. So the next thing you want to do is to click on the color fill here, like I said, and you change the foreground color to black. As what you want to do is you want to hide a little bit of all of these colors that are too shiny, and then you just start to, you know, rub on it. As you can see, it's going off. All right, as you can see, it's going off. But then all of these flowers are just covered. We want to just a little bit of it. Maybe this part can be like a little bit, you know, it can come out a bit. So what you want to do is to go to your opacity and you increase it to 100, and then we just start to, you know, we take this out, all of these places, we go down a bit, something like this. So this is beautiful. Yeah, we can actually work with something like this, or let's change it to white and, you know, add a little bit of it here. Yeah, something like this would actually work. You change the opacity to 20, change the opacity to 20, and change it to black, and then you start to, you know, work on here. Yeah, I think this is better. Right, and we are doing all of these things for the sake of the text, because we're going to be putting our text here. All right, so after this, the next thing we want to do is to go, and then we are done with this, you delete it. The next thing on the game is to import our cake, and then you take the cake here and then you place it here. All right, so you can balance your cake, let it come here. But as you can see, it has covered the bouquet. So what we want to do is to take this bouquet, you click on the bouquet and you click on this color fill, and you take it above this. All right, so yes, as you can see now, the bouquet has, you know, has shown. So we are going to take this down a bit. All right, yes, we take this down a bit. So we are getting there. All right, after this, the next thing we want to bring again is our image. We want to bring our image. We're done with this, so you can delete this. You take our image and you insert it in the picture. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the image of a beautiful black woman, and then, you know, you align it, you arrange it, yeah, something like this. So all of this, our cake, you're gonna just take it down a bit. Yes. Okay. All right, so for our image here, like I said, you're definitely going to need to, you know, wipe out some of all of these her clothings. We don't need them. So what you want to do is, after you've increased it, you come here and, you know, you create you add a layer mask, okay, and you invert it, Ctrl I, just as we usually do, or just, you know, you can actually just go to your brush tool and you start to paint the places that you want to be revealed. So this is my brush tool, and this is the places we want to hide. Oh, the opacity has to be in 100, and then you start to paint. Start to paint. Okay, I think this is good. So you take it and you place it in the middle. It has to be in the middle, literally. It has to be in the middle. Right. We're getting there. Okay, so now we are almost done. So now we are going to be talking about the text. We need to add text to this image. But then to do that, let's clean this thing a little bit more, because it's not looking like. Let's clean it a little bit more. Yeah, something like this is better. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yes. So, but then we want our text to appear really bold. So we don't want it to, be disturbed by this layer and everything, this pink color. So what we want to do is above this beautiful image that we created, we are going to create two colors. We are going to create two layers, and then we're going to add colors to those layers. We're going to be painting on those layers. So you're going to just come here and click on the first layer, click on the second layer. Okay, now for the first layer, we're going to be painting on it. You take your brush and then you set the color to pure red, and then you paint on the places that you want your text to apply. So for me, my text will show in this place. My text will show in this place, right? My text will also show in this place. My text will also show in this place, right? So I do for the second one also. My text will show in this place, right? My text will also show in this place, and my text will also show in this place, right? So what you want to do now is to go and change the blend color, the blend mode, sorry. So you change the blend mode of this one to lighten, and you change the blend mode of this one to soft light. So this is what we are having, something like this. Okay, so as you can see, it's not as pronounced and as sharp as it was. Now it's actually something that we can actually work with. Okay, so now it is time to impute the text, guys. It's time to impute the text. So the first thing we want to do is to click on our text tool, and then we type on birthday. I've used the font before, so this is the font we are going to be using. It's called Impact. So you click on it and you type your birthday. Yeah, I got the spelling right. Birthday. And then you increase it. Okay, so we're going to be changing the color of the birthday to white. We're going to be changing it to white. Yes, this is what we're going to be doing. And then we place it in the center, something like this. Reduce the size, it's too big. Reduce the size, place it in the center, something like this, and then increase it like something like this. Yes, yeah, something like this, and then increase the size a bit. Okay, so this is where it's going to be in the middle, birthday, right? So after that, we want to add a little bit of effect to this birthday. We want to change the glow. We want to change the, just so that it comes out a little bit more pronounced. So you double click on this place and you click on the drop shadow. You click on the outer glow. You click on the stroke. It gives it all of these things. As you can see, the more you're clicking on them, I've actually worked with them before, so you can just copy all of these things. I gave it the red color. For the drop shadow, I also gave it a red color. The opacity is 31, the angle is 90, the noise, there's no noise, the blend mode, everything is normal. Then for the stroke also, the stroke is also red. All right, so that is for the birthday. You click on OK, and then you can just adjust this down a bit. Now after this, we want to add another text, which is going to say party. Yes, so you just click on the text tool, and then we're going to be making use of, for the part we're going to be making use of Hampton personal use only, and we click it. It's actually affecting the birthday, and then we change it back to the impact that it was. All right, so what we want to do is to you start typing first and foremost. We can actually go to another layer and then start the typing, but click on this, click on the text tool, and then you want to start a new typing here. Okay, you see what happened? You're coming close to this place. It's just like you're going to be typing on this, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to be typing party, P-A-R-T-Y, and we're going to select it and change the font to Hampton. This is what we need, and then it looks like it's just, you know, all of it is just change it to black, so you see what I'm saying. So it's just looking like everything is in capital letter, and that's not actually what we want. So you're taking it here, you move it to this place, and then you enlarge it. This is where it's actually going to be. The party is actually going to be here, but then we don't want everything to be in capital letter. We want it to be in small letter. So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? All right, so what you want to do is to come to this area here, and then you locate all of these places. Make sure none of these things are clicked. You unclick this, and then you highlight this, and then you type it again. It's still clicked. Unclick it. PARTY. Yep, that's how it is. All of this, I want you to just take note of these things, and that's why you need to watch my tutorial, because in my tutorial you're going to see when I have mistakes, when I have errors, and all of these errors, you see how I'm going to fix them. And you know, when you encounter that same problem, you're going to be able to work on it. And you know, I'm not going to be practicing 100 times and come here and you know, it's just going to be like, you know, it's perfect, I did it, and it's, you're actually going to be seeing that I made mistakes, and you know, I was able to control and you know, correct these mistakes. So that's how I want you to learn also. So you click this, and you know, you want to change the color to white as it was before. So you change the color to white. You change the color to white. Okay, the same thing, we are going to double click here and give it some effects. All right, so for the effect, we're going to do the same thing. We'll do the drop shadow, do the outer glow, and we do the stroke. Yes, we do this. Oh no need for the stroke, because the stroke is actually just going to make it a little bit kind of, yeah. So this is okay. I've worked on all of these things before, so you just have to go, and again, this is everything here. This is everything in case you want to copy it. For the outer glow, you can see the color is red, the noise 41, the opacity 41, the blend mode is normal, noise is 0. You know, for the drop shadow, this is distance is 12, spread in case you just want to, you know, this is 12, 35, 111. The blend mode is, you know, normal, opacity is 31, in case you want to copy this thing. And it's actually nice that as I'm doing, you're doing also, that way you get to understand it better. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is to impute our last but not the least text in this angle, and it is our dollar text. So we are going to change it, and the text we are using for this is the it's a playlist text. All right, so we are going to click on caps lock D as in dollar, DARLA apostrophe S, so that is dollars. Okay, so you take it to a place that it's going to be visible, and this is dollar. All right, and you increase the size of it. Okay, so the same thing we did, we're just going to double click on this place, and let the magic happen. You're going to give it your outer glow, you're going to give it your drop shadow, you're going to give it your stroke. But in this sense, the stroke is going to be 1, opacity is 100, normal, and the position is inside. Okay, the color is red. For the outer glow also, we have opacity of 41, noise of 1, and the spread is 25, the size is 109. All of these things, they remain the same. For the drop shadow, normal, we have opacity 31, we have distance 12, spread 35, size 111, the noise is 0, and you click on OK. All right, but this is a little bit too small, so we want to increase this. I know it's already competing with the size of the birthday, so this is okay. And the party, we want to decrease the size of the party a bit. Yes, so this is what we have, guys. This is what we have, guys. Now, that being said, we are literally coming to the end of this video. If you've not subscribed, please, guys, I want you to please leave us, just help me subscribe, you know, leave a comment. You know, I want you to react to these videos. All of these things, they really encourage me, and they tell me that you like what I do, and you really, you know, you love what I do, and you want me to continue what I do. They really encourage me, and I really appreciate it. All right, so I've already written the remaining texts. When I come here, you can see I have the text here also. So I don't want to start typing all of this text. It's going to take a whole lot of time. So all I have to do is to take the text to this place, and then I take it down here. this is where it's going to be. So all you have to do is to take it to the top above all of these things, and let it be here. Yes, let it be there, and we just have to balance it somewhere here. All right. Yes, so for this we are going to change the text color to white. We change the text color to white, and then we are going to give it the same thing that we did in every other thing. We're going to give it its own effect. Double click on it, and so we are going to give it an outer glow. This time we're not giving a drop shadow, an outer glow. We're going to make the outer glow white. We're going to make it white. So this is how it's going to be. We're going to make the outer glow white, but then we're going to reduce the size. We're going to reduce the size. We're going to reduce the spread. We're going to reduce the opacity. We'll reduce the opacity to something like this. Yeah, this is fine. And then you click on OK. All right. So all of these layers here, we have to take them up a bit. So you click on the dollar. You click on dollar, you hold your control, you click on party, and you click on birthday. Okay, you link all of the layers together, and you start to move them up a bit. Yes, this is beautiful. All right, so that there can be enough space for your writings to stay, and it's not going to be like choked. So you click on this and you raise it. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is to add our two texts to this place. Also, you come back here. This is the first text. Already I linked the layers together, so I just move them here, and I place it here. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. 10 p.m. till dawn. We're going to party all night. 10 p.m. till dawn. So this is how it's going to be. Okay, so we can just click on this, change our texts, change the colors as usual. Change it to white. Okay, and change I didn't highlight it. You highlight it, change it to white, highlight this also, and then change it to white. You can just click on ticket. Actually, click on ticket, come here, and you change it to white. Okay, now that being said, we do the same thing like we did in this place here. We're just going to be giving it an outer glow of white, and yeah, I think that is fine. I think this is fine. You click on OK. For this also, we do the same thing. We give it an outer glow of white also. As I'm doing, please, I just want you to be working also. Yes, so I think this is fine. And guys, literally we have come to the end of the video. Nothing really much to do. So the next thing we want to do is just on this image, you want to sharpen the image, make it look a little bit sharp. So you come here, you go to filter, camera raw filter, and so you give it time to load. So when the camera raw filter is up, all you have to do is to go to the basic, open this basic icon here, and then you see the exposure, increase the exposure. This is the exposure, and then you go to your clarity, increase the clarity so that the picture would be a little bit clearer. All right, but as you can see, as you're increasing it, a little part of it is getting too dark. So what you want to do is to decrease the shadows. You just play with it around the whites, something like this. You increase the white also, and then the contrast, increase the contrast so it looks more real. And then all you just do is to click OK, and you see our image looking a little bit more, looks brighter. All right, so the next thing we want to do is all of these places are kind of dark. I don't like the way it's dark. So you want to come to our sponge, our dodge tool here. You click on it, and then you have to make this a smart object. So you increase the size of the tool, and you start to make this a little bit light. Yeah, let it just be light. Let it be light. Yes, so I think it's better now. So let's just give it a little bit of red like we did here. So you just come to this layer and you take your brush, you know, just reduce it or here, and you give a little bit of red here. All right, click on this layer too, and you give a little bit of red here also. The same thing, you can come here, click on red here, and you come here, click again. Okay, so should we apply here? Let's try apply here, and you come here also, and you know, apply here a bit also. Okay, so this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is literally not how yours should be done. I'm just doing mine based on, okay, this is just how I like mine to be done. So you can actually do it your own way and, you know, make it yours unique. So I'm not always doing birthday flyers and telling people that, you know, it must be like this. No, I'm actually just showing you how things are done using Photoshop, and I expect that, you know, you go and you do, you know, after you practice this, you try and do something different, and then, you know, you understand better what I'm doing. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a like, and any question you have, just, you know, leave it in the comment section. I'll do well to, you know, to answer. Like I said, I'll leave a link to related videos about this tutorial. I'll leave a link on the brush. I'll leave a link on certain things, you know, certain videos that you can watch so that you can understand this tutorial that I did better. That being said, thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Ciao.